How was your summer vacation?
I had so much fun. It was one summer I'll never forget.
Good for you. Glad to hear it. There's something special about high school summer vacations. So, any news with your boy?
I mean, you know, not that I would necessarily call it news, but I definitely feel like we're closer than we were before summer break.
How is that anything but news, babe?
You're right, I'm probably just being silly. But since you brought it up, there actually is something that's got me kind of worried. This isn't the place to talk about it, but maybe we can get into it later.
I think you're gonna like it. This suspension is a fancy piece of work. The details are over my head, but the idea is each strut has its own little motor in it, and they automatically get stiffer or looser based on how many G's you pull in. There's a display on the dash where you can mess with the settings, but Okayama tuned it and he knows all the trade secrets behind the thing, so you shouldn't need to.
Wow, active suspension, is it?
With the computer handling your roll and pitch, it ought to handle like a dream, no matter how hard you push it.
That's amazing. And it explains the faint motor noise I was noticing. I never imagined we'd be adding something so advanced to the 8.6.
What is up? How you been, Kanata?
Aiba-senpai! You sure you don't mind being in my booth?
If I did, why would I be here?
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Knowing that you're in my corner, it's quite a load off my mind.
You and me both, kid. Seeing them now, you'd never even guess they'd been fighting.
Welcome back, race fans. This is your commentator, Yoji Tanaka, kicking off day 5 of these riveting qualifiers. And we're coming in hot. Up first, the rookie who shot through the godly 15 straight into the top 3. I won't say his name yet, but I'm betting I hardly need to.
He blew onto the MFG scene like a gale force wind, and now he's grown into a full-blown tempest, threatening to upend the whole sport.
He's unseated Aiba and Sawatari to take the top spot in our driver popularity poll.
And his blazing red Toyota 86 is sporting some serious upgrades. It's the British-born speed god Kanata Katagiri! And now he approaches double lane with the world's expectations on his back. Our tracking drone is in position, ready to blast out the gate right behind him in 15 seconds!
I was never this self-conscious about Kanata seeing me in this outfit. And now he knows it's me.
So, you're here to see me off today?
He's got the Hachiman charm I bought for him at the shrine. That makes me so happy.
6,
Good luck, Kanata.
5,
I love
4,
you.
3, 2, 1, go!
And he's off! The red bullet fires off the line with a vengeance! Kanata Katagiri's trial has begun! As he starts his qualifying run, there's just one thing on his mind, and that's Koki Sawatari's record-shattering lap on day 1. Can he match it? That's a tall order for anyone, even a sprinting prodigy like Katagiri!
He ratchets up the speed as he negotiates the tollway in Sector 1.
Those aero improvements are no joke. Even at these speeds, you can see the chassis rock steady. We're in for one hell of a run. Unless things really go south, this'll be a crazy fast lap.
We already have an attention flag! But before he hits the high-speed S-curve past Binton Rock, he'll have to tackle the hydro trap. This fearsome waterfall on the roadside forms a raging river straight across the course.
That hazard will mess you up pretty bad if you're not ready for it. And not just your handling. The force of the water can damn near snap your neck when it hits.
I've got zero grip right now. My tires are skimming across the water. I'm hydroplaning.
He's through! Katagiri moves on to the Binton Rock S-curve with his tires soaking wet!
I'd say he already made it through the scariest part. Damp road conditions are really no big deal for Kanata.
Yeah, I remember him driving through that downpour at Ashnoko.
The 8.6 is still on a killer pace. Katagiri is already well ahead of last year's lap record. In fact, he's nipping at Sawatari's heels within 1/10 of a second of the 4. He saw the record-shattering run and said, "Own my team, mate!"
Some of the fastest average speeds on the whole course have been posted here in the back half of Sector 1. I'd be shocked if Kanata came out of this corner doing less than 150 kph. And the 8.6's turbo will likely get him close to 200 before the next turn. He keeps speeding up, but the roads don't fully straighten out. Seaside double lane is notorious for its high average speeds, but it doesn't have a single proper straightaway. That's the really scary part.
I can feel the suspension gently absorbing the impact whenever I hit a bump, and tightening up as the downforce increases. And its reactions are shockingly fast. Brilliant work, Mr. Okayama. The added stability takes a load off my tires, so I can push them even harder in a road racing sport like MFG. This is a super weapon.
The 8-6 hums merrily along through this breakneck section of the course, even as it remains neck and neck with the 4's record. The attention flag's going nowhere, and as the sweeping seaside curves of Sector 1 give way to the winding mountain paths of Sector 2, Katagiri maintains his near-record pace.
This is the most dangerous part of the course. You have to keep your speed as high as you can, all while the road conditions get worse and worse.
You know, people live and work on these roads. No more nice, smooth tollways.
If you're going through a corner doing 150 and hit a pothole, there's no way to stay in control. Your pace drops straight into the gutter. I can't see anyone redlining it through this sector, even prodigies like Kanata and Sawatari.
Like Koki Sawatari before him, Kanata Katagiri seems to bend the laws of physics. It's as if we're watching two gods battle it out in an arena beyond the mortal realm. The 8-6 is now 1/100th of a second ahead of the record, but there are more hurdles in store for Katagiri on his mind-blowing run.
After the volcanic eruption and earthquakes that followed, Route 135 was submerged by a huge swell of groundwater. Now it's a waterfall, and they used it to create the pair of water hazards Double Lane is known for. The first is the hydro trap down by the sea, and the second is up in the mountains.
Looming large after this high-speed left, racers are confronted by an ominous sight. It's Double Lane's infamous jumping spot!
Man, he got some serious air. He must have hit right on the edge of the landing area. That's just one example of what makes Kanata so amazing. This is his first time tackling Double Lane's jump, but he knew exactly how to handle it. If you've never driven the course, you can't imagine how scary that part is. When you get airborne, there's a moment when you're even higher than the fence. It's just straight cliff on your left, and you feel like you're about to crash into Sagami Bay. Your instincts want to take over, and you subconsciously drift to the rightmost edge of the jumping off point. But when Kanata approached, he went as far left as he could. Crazy to believe behind that baby face, the dude has the balls to pull something like that off.
He's past the traffic light, which marks the start of Sector 3. Up to this point, he's matching Sawatari's time in the 4. The upcoming bumpy stretch has tested the footwork of many an MFG racer, but Kanata Katagiri is showing no hesitation.
The bumps are affecting his line, but he nimbly regains control. He's in total command of his machine.
What do you think, Shun? About how Kanata's driving?
What do you mean? It's the same as usual. Or maybe even a little better.
That's what I thought. He can fight harder, and with the car's improved aerodynamics, it's a whole new game. But despite all that, ever since he's entered Sector 3, he's gradually losing time to the 4.
On closer inspection, the 8-6 is showing some slight time slippage. Despite the fact he still has an attention flag, the 4 car is now ahead by 0.03 of a second. There's not much of the lap left. The 8-6 is approaching the finish line.
You know, in the past 3 races, anytime Kanata was dealing with a problem, it was because of the car being underpowered. The 8-6's shortcomings made him lag behind the others. But I don't think that's the reason why Sawatari has the edge right now. This is new to me. Seeing a great racer like Kanata being outperformed by someone else.
Well, this is still a competition between humans. And every single driver here is an athlete at the highest level. Even the slightest change in conditions is going to show up in the numbers. Experience and stuff also plays a role. Maybe it boils down to the fact that Sawatari's been here twice before, whereas this is Kanata's first time tackling the course.
The 8-6 is approaching the finish line, and there it is! While he wasn't able to break the new course record, he still qualifies in second provisionally! Not only that, he was a scant 0.32 seconds behind Sawatari in the 4 car! It just goes to show how incredibly close these qualifiers can be!
MF Ghost.
MF Ghost.
I don't get Sawatari and Katagiri. No matter how far you fly over this jump, it's never gonna cut down on your time! What are they, stupid?
On top of the prize money, MFG has this bonus system. It pays out in a lump sum of cash at the end of the season. Says here it's 1 million yen per overtake, which means you're looking at 10 million from Peninsula.
Are you serious?
Of course you didn't know. Well, putting the whole money thing aside for now, one guy overtaking that many drivers in a single race is unheard of. Hell, last year there were probably 10 overtakes per race in total. I figure I ought to ask, when you're driving, what's going on in your head?
What? You mean like what am I thinking about? Well, it's kind of difficult to say. Usually my reflexes will kick in before I can. Especially overtakes. If I'm in a good place mentally, it's all automatic. But in the first 2 races, I wasn't pulling moves off too well. I was stuck in my own head, and in a bit of a slump.
That was him in a slump? Holy crap!
Things began to change in the middle of race 3. I found the feeling was starting to come back. I doubt I can explain this very well, but my body started moving unconsciously.
Not thinking at all? How's a normal guy like me supposed to grasp that?
Attention customer 172. Your food is ready.
That's us, you guys.
Wow, this looks delicious!
Eat however much you want. Lunch is on me today.
Miss Green, we have a special lounge for racers. You can rest up there.
Yes, thank you, Hayato. I'm actually looking forward to this. How shocking, I know. All the same, it's only qualifying. Making the top 5 should suffice.
Oh man, my Zono, did you see that chick? There was this absolute hottie over there in the special lounge. Some blonde girl who's clearly foreign. I had to shoot my shot, so I walked up and tried striking up a conversation. But of course, as luck would have it, she speaks practically 0 Japanese and completely ignored me.
Wow, Akaba. Your qualifying run is this morning, and that's the first thing out of your mouth. Most people in your position would mention the insane lap Sawatari and Katagiri pulled off instead.
I would normally, but if you saw this girl, you wouldn't be able to remember anything else either.
What a brain. You should donate it to be studied.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1! And off goes last year's pole sitter Kaito Akaba, a fiery driver with a distinct advantage on high-speed courses. How will he do today?
Winning double lane is doable. I'm willing to stake my number 2 sticker and prove to fans worldwide what I already know. I'm more than just a womanizer. Time for Kaito Akaba's revenge.
He's in the high-speed section. The 700 HP Ferrari ought to shine during this part.
One would think, but it might actually suffer from having too much power. When you're driving, you end up dealing with lateral Gs for longer than you'd expect, which ends up limiting the amount of time you can go full throttle.
Whoops! Rear end wobble.
That was definitely a bit loose, and wound up costing him some time.
The 2 car is looking a little shaky coming out of that corner, but it might not make a difference. He's outpacing his time from last year. Kaito Akaba is making this look too easy. The Ferrari's music is echoing across the waters of Sagami Bay.
I'm starting to have major doubts about my own performance. Leave it to one of the youngest drivers in MFG to stir something within me. Kanata Katagiri. I can't explain how you're so fast, nor can I accept the fact that I'm having trouble explaining the sheer physics of it.
Kazuhiro Maizono is by far MFG's most logical driver. With that high IQ and scientific brain, he seeks to conquer double lane. If you've tuned in to watch Day 6 of qualifying, I highly recommend our viewers pay special attention to this next driver. Coming all the way from England and nestled in an elegant British racing green coupe, we have a blonde beauty behind the wheel. Her name is Emma Green, 19 years old. This is the first time we've seen this manufacturer in MFG. Her Aston Martin Vantage is pulled up to the starting gate.
Oh, that's her, Kanata! The cutie with the killer rack from before!
I suppose that's pretty average when it comes to English women.
It's her, Emma! She's so mature and breathtaking, plus an MFG driver to boot! We're only 2 years apart, but I feel so outclassed by her.
When it comes to challengers from England, I know there's another name that instantly springs to mind for all of us. And wouldn't you know, Miss Emma Green, just like Kanata Katagiri, is a graduate of the RDRS.
Given she followed Katagiri's path, graduated from the academy and entering MFG, one can't help wondering if there's more behind her participation.
And when I had put the question to her directly, she was very clear. The reason she's joined MFG is because she's in pursuit of her former lover, Kanata Rivington.
Say what now? You and the chick with the enormous melons used to be a freaking item and you never bothered sharing that fact with me, Kanata?
Because it's not true. In fact, it's a total fabrication. Why would she try to spin it like that?
Given the personal nature of this info, at first I was inclined not to share it. But she was quite insistent on letting it be known far and wide, so I've done as she asked.
How does that make any sense? If it's private, then shouldn't that also apply to me? Why do I have to put up with this nonsense?
Well, in Japan, you'll find we tend to treat old news a bit faster and looser. Plus, just look at it. Jealousy is definitely a big part of it, too.
I'm not really sure I want to be envied. Not for this.
3, 2, 1, go! And she's off! Kanata Katagiri's ex is sure to be the talk of the race
as she enters a high-speed battle that marks the end of summer.
Kanata said it wasn't true. Obviously, I trust him over whatever Emma says.
Even if it's not true, if that's the line she's touting and it's been broadcast all over the world, there's no way of correcting the record. Keep denying it and it'll only make things worse. What are you doing, Emma?
So, Kanata, do I have your attention now? After all, being in the spotlight is part of being a racer. I'm going to capitalize on the value of your name. It's your punishment for spurning my affections. Time you learned your lesson, darling.
Britain's iconic Aston Martin is a welcome addition to the competition. Stable driving so far. In fact, Green is on track to outpace last year's lap record. She's third at the checkpoint.
You didn't tell me she was this good.
That doesn't surprise me one bit, when you consider how well trained she is. I remember, Emma, how often you used to defy Fujiwara. And yet you followed his methodology even closer than I did. The way you meticulously shift the car's weight, so fast and expertly done. You've really improved.
This should come as no surprise. Both the car and the driver are proving to be first-rate. She's carving her way through the Godly 15's top drivers. The talent of the RDRS alumni is making them outright menaces.
You've got to be kidding. You mean that blonde chick was a driver?
Here comes Green, entering Sector 2 with the attention flag still up. A provisional third remains in the cards. I got to ask her the significance of her number 624. Turns out her answer was quite simple. It's apparently her angel number. Who knew?
Never heard of it.
Apparently, there are certain numbers that are supposed to be lucky to a person. If you encounter them in your daily life, it means good things are in store. Supposedly because an angel is reaching out to you. Hence the name. Girls in the UK love this sort of stuff.
She's over the jumping spot and entering into Sector 3! The elegant coupe in British racing green screams down the road! Emma Green, the ferocious blue-eyed she-wolf, is ready to howl at the moon!
Kanata Rivington, this isn't where you belong at all. I'm going to make you understand just how cheap and insignificant your beloved MFG truly is. You need to open your eyes. You should be aiming higher, working your way up the ladder, with me by your side. I'm the only one in your life worthy of sharing it with. I won't let you cheat on me with some Japanese girl. Come back, darling!
Next time, Turn 34, The King's Impatience.